I'm Tim Johnston, and this is The Current. I'm fascinated with the idea that when something goes missing, people have to go on with their lives anyway. It's not so much about what happened to that person. It's about what happens to the people who are left behind. My book is about what you see in the background here at Current. It involves two crimes that take place 10 years apart. It involves the drowning of two young women in the same river, and the connection between those two crimes is one of the sort of mysteries that drives the narrative.
So this book starts with two young women, and in some ways it is the story of these young women and the story of another young woman. But I found this also to be a very masculine book, and I wondered, would it be fair to say that this is a book about manhood and about how men deal with loss?
I think I am fascinated by, in particular, the father-child relationship.
Yes.
And so, in terms of manhood, it's about how these men deal with fatherhood, and especially grief as a father.
Right.
That really compelled me.
Am I right that this novel grew out of some seeds you planted in a short story years ago?
Yes, I didn't intend to. It was one of these things that kind of happened out of the blue. I was teaching creative writing. I was sitting there in a cafe one day reading student stories, and these two young women sort of demanded that I write their story. These were women in my mind,
Right.
just to be clear. And I actually just started writing their story.
Fictionally speaking, you kill people. What's
Now,
that like?
I guess it depends on the person. You know, there are some characters who have it coming, you know.
So you sit down to kill them and you're like, yeah,
Finally.
here we go.
Yeah, revenge is sweet. But most of the characters you write about, even the bad ones, you tend to love in some way. And they've kept you company. They're kind of like part of your family and part of your life. So it's kind of bittersweet, you know, when you have to kill one off. On the other hand, it's kind of a power trip too. If I have to do this for the narrative, then I can do it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a heavy, cool thing to be able to do and execute, pardon the pun again, effectively so that it works and you feel like it was the right thing to do.
Tim, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us for A Word on Words. I'm Mary Laura Philpott. Keep reading. Tim, there go the police. Look, see what happens?
Oh, they're dragging the river.
You kill characters in a river?
Everywhere I go,
And
there's
here they
bodies
are.
in rivers.
Wow.